Something else we're talking about is Jon Snow. I guess. I guess. It's just funny because we haven't even gotten House of Dragons yet, and
Oh,
just this past week it's announced that Kit Harington is going to be reprising his role as Jon Snow for another one of the Game of Thrones sequel series or spin-off series.
yeah.
This is going to be a sequel post the ending of Game of Thrones, where last time we saw him, he was walking into the woods there,
Yep. Beyond the Wall once again.
the haunted forest with like the wildlings and ghosts, and so I don't know. I just have no idea what this is gonna be. Do you have any thoughts or theories on like what the show could actually look like?
Right. So I think it's important to know that this is still an early development, and if they were to actually greenlit and make this show, Kit Harington is apparently attached. But there's no guarantee this is actually happening, and certainly not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I thought the timing was definitely curious, given House of the Dragon comes out in August. And I mean, anticipation for House of the Dragon is super high. It looks awesome, and it's just a great premise, a great idea for the first Game of Thrones spin-off. Obviously, this is a franchise in a world that's so rich that it's not going to go away. And even if it wasn't that rich, Warner Discovery would not let it go away because of how successful Game of Thrones was, right? But seeing the Targaryen Civil War that we're going to see soon with the Dance of Dragons, that's very exciting. Great spin-off. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I don't think anyone's naive enough to think that like Game of Thrones getting a sequel was never going to happen. But I don't know, like Kit Harington was like, he was kind of happy to be done
Yeah.
shooting in Northern Ireland for like 2/3 of his life every year.
Mhm.
And it hasn't actually been that long since Game of Thrones ended, especially with the pandemic. Like it ended in
2 years.
2019.
Yeah.
And like thinking about Kit Harington's career, it's like he's like barely in Eternals and assumingly will be in Blade, but it's not like he got up to a whole lot, you know,
No.
besides chilling with his wife, Rose Leslie, right? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of curious timing. But I guess, yeah, I mean, they're going to develop this because they've been developing like 5 to 10 spin-offs at a time for Game of Thrones anyway. So I guess maybe it's not that out of the ordinary. But it also begs the question that George R. R. Martin is apparently very enthusiastic about this continuation, and we're no closer to getting The Winds of Winter, the latest book in the Song of Ice and Fire, than we were when Game of Thrones ended. So it's probably another nail in the coffin for book fans here, I guess, because he seems to be very stretched thin. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, is this the spinoff that would be your number one? It's not really a spinoff, a sequel. Is this your number one desired continuation of Game of Thrones? Because to
No.
me, I actually would kind of enjoy going in the other direction, seeing some other stuff like the Aegon's Conquest or the Doom of Valyria or something. There's just so many other things that are very appealing to me. I mean, heck, George R. R. Martin said he's developing a theater play, to debut next year about the tourney at Harrenhal. And I was like, you know what? That's actually an amazing idea
Mhm.
for a play, a Game of Thrones play. So that's exciting to me too. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't really like necessarily like looking for like the Game of Thrones sequel. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think if you heard me start this topic, I'm not super thrilled to be with Jon Snow again. By far, one of the least like fun characters to
Yeah,
just like hang with in the whole series, just moping around for
tough stuff.
like the last like 5 or 6 seasons. Um, it should also be noted that they have, I think, 4 other series in development: Tales of
Right.
Dunk and Egg, Ten
Yeah.
Thousand Ships, Nine Voyages, and Flea Bottom, and some unnamed animated series.
Yeah.
So
Sea
you know,
Snake.
there's a lot of stuff going on here, and like I guess I also just I don't know what more there is to like be told about Jon Snow's story. Like, is he just gonna come and like come for Bran? Does Bran like break bad? Is that the thing?
Yeah.
Like, maybe that would be interesting if like Jon Snow has to get the siblings together against Bran, who has all these powers. I mean, I don't know.
You have to assume this is an on ramp to meet other people. Like, oh, what's Sansa up to in Winterfell? Not that far
Right.
from John. Oh, Bran down there in King's
You
Landing.
got to
We'll
see
check on him.
Arya.
Arya, maybe she comes back in season 2 off on her adventures. There's no way it's just Kit Harington coming back, right?
No way. Yeah, I mean, unless they're just gonna do something totally in the forest beyond the wall, but then it's just like a completely new story, which
Yeah,
maybe that's intriguing to explore something completely new, but it's just hard to get on board when the main character is someone that we're so familiar with and not
yeah.
super hyped to be spending more time with. So, we'll see. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
I guess I'm just kind of like deferring to like the rich backstory that's already been established by George versus this kind of unknown future that George hasn't established yet. And I have faith in like HBO being able to make a good show. Like no matter how you feel about the end of Game of Thrones, I have faith that this is not going to be some disaster or anything. But I would think I'd be more excited if just more time had passed. I guess,
Yeah,
and we had seen more other spin-offs and other things, first.
if you had to do a spin-off of one of the siblings or one of the main characters from the show, would it have been John? Like, who would you want to see more of?
No, I don't think it would have been John. I think
Arya?
Arya is a very obvious,
Yeah.
her traveling around. We can see other areas in Westeros and Sotheros, and see other locales that we haven't actually seen on the screen before. Like that just has like obvious, uh, limitless potential. It feels like I don't know that the John story has as
No.
much potential as it would seem, unless John is immediately just going back south and getting back into the politics and stuff.
Yeah, I would almost even like to see something where like maybe Bran has like taken a step back and just kind of been like a weirdo and like Sansa's actually running shit. It's like a political thriller type of thing.
Yeah,
Like maybe that'd be interesting, almost like House of Cards, but Sansa is like the
yeah.
uh
Some of the
Underwood
best
figure.
the best material in Game of Thrones in general is what you just said. So that would be great.
But yeah, I mean we'll see. Like you said, this is quite a ways off if it actually happens, but I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire with this stuff, and I mean, like you said, Kit Harington's not doing a lot of other stuff, so why not go back to the well for him?
Yeah. He
I don't know.
probably
We'll see.
realized he could, he's like, oh, a few $1 million each episode. That doesn't sound too bad. I could do
It
that again.
doesn't sound bad at all. Well, as we get more news on this, we'll keep you informed. So hit that subscribe button.